Welcome to the show, Ebony. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
You know, I can't complain. It's another beautiful day in paradise here, and today we're at Florida State Minority Supply Development Council.
Yes.
And we're talking with entrepreneurs, individuals like you who are utilizing the council to grow your business. But we all have our story. No matter what size business we all have some kind of struggle, some kind of difficulty that we faced. And I want to hear from you today what that big struggle was and how you were able to overcome that. So tell us about that.
So I think I'm the accidental mid-career entrepreneur.
Sounds like me too.
I spent 18 years in the oil and gas industry trading oil and doing financial derivatives. And I was putting in oil pipelines at the start of my career. I ended my career trading financial derivatives and physical cargoes of oil.
I can't even spell some of those words she's saying.
You can. And I actually was faced. Yeah, you spell oil and gas. I was faced with a ultimatum I was given by my management team to move to an office that I had told them many times I didn't want to. And so I realized that was a sign for me to take some time for myself. So I had a non-compete built into my contract, which was great, which was a year off. And during that year, I went to coaching school actually to work on myself.
Wow.
And so I could be a better leader when I joined my next corporation. And what I realized after my first weekend of coaching school was it had some legs. A friend's sister called me who was a product manager in Silicon Valley, and she was like, I need a coach. I'm like, I got one weekend of training. I'm not really a coach. She goes, well, you know a little bit more than me, so can you help me with my next career choices? She was coming off of maternity leave. And so I did that, and then I got some more training, finished the program 7 months later, ended up pulling some IBIS reports on what the coaching industry looked like, and kind of went from there. Tough in the beginning. Luckily, I had a great savings that I was really frugal. And I was like, I need to really invest in myself. Decided to sell my house because I live in a hot housing market. It was at the peak of the market. I bought it at the bottom of the market.
Yeah.
Sold in 3 days. And so that gave me a cushion to really begin to move things forward and also give myself time to relax and learn my new profession. So I'm 4 years in. And so this year, thank you. And last year I was at a conference on business development, and I met 4 other women that weekend, and we decided that we were going to go through, and it had been a struggle. Like, I'm like, am I ever going to break 6 figures? Am I ever going to do this?
So that's probably like every entrepreneur. We're trying to figure out how to get to that next level. That 6 figures, like, you know,
yes.
A lot of us are thousandaires, but it's like, how can we get to that next mark? And like, so how was it? Did you ever think about quitting?
I didn't. I believe in this business, and I knew that, honestly, I wasn't going to make the money I made in my trading career until I became a great coach. So I was really focused on becoming a good practitioner and not scaling the business.
Love it.
Because I needed to know what I didn't know. And the closer I got to that, the better I would be able to provide services to my clients. And also, the passion in me is driven on the fact that I want to be the coach that I needed when I was in corporate America.
Yeah.
And people just don't have the skills, and they don't know what they should do to acquire the skills. So I met these 4 women at this business conference. They were all 7-figure business owners in coaching and in speaking. And we all decided we're going to go through the content together and create a mastermind just to go through the business content from this conference. And we were going to meet every Monday at 7:30. Yeah. And it's through meeting them. They were all NMSD certified, all WeBank certified, WSBs. And they were like, you got to get certified. How you can get money? You can't get a big corporate contract with the $1 billion round table. I didn't even know about the $1 billion round table. Like, I didn't know that there were corporations that spend more than $1 billion a year with small business. And so they were the ones who actively told me, this is a non-negotiable to be in our group. You're doing this. And that was in April of last year. And so since then, I've acquired all the certifications that they mentioned. I actively got certified in December of this year. This is my 4th Florida NMSDC event. And the funny thing is, you think, oh, I'm never going to make it. It's about relationships. But going to events since January to now, I take the 1-day flights to Tampa, the 1-day flights to Orlando.
Yep.
People recognize me now. Like, I walk through this convention floor and people know me by name.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really ensuring that you get out there and tell people what you do, and then tell them again, and tell them again, and then they'll hire you for a small contract, and then the contracts will begin to get bigger. And I have a path, and I'm grateful and sincerely appreciate the women that we still meet. Our mastermind still meets every Monday at 7:30.
Yeah.
And we've all grown and we've all benched and subbed for each other or got lots of input. And so I would say that's the benefit of being in community, and then also joining a council where they teach you things that you didn't know you didn't know. And I didn't understand government contracting, but I've learned a lot in the past year, and also what resources are available to you. I think it's also remembering as a business owner that you are resourced beyond your imagination, and it's up to you to have a seat at the table with other people who want to share their knowledge with you.
That's so important. If somebody out there who's listening to this and they're a small business owner, they've contemplated doing a council or joining something like this, but have never got certified, what's that major advice you'd give them?
That one, you will talk yourself out of doing that application. I will tell you, I did mine over 3 hours while watching Netflix. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
And if that part of the application doesn't apply to your business, you just have to address it and say, this does not apply to XYZ Corporation as of June 1st, 2018, and you move on to the next step. You just have to answer it. If your business isn't at a size where you have stockholder agreements and venture capital agreements, you just have to say, the venture capital agreement doesn't apply to my business at this time. And that's what I learned, and that's how I've been able to really get through my applications and crank them out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that long. People think you need to hire somebody. You don't. I did it on my couch, watching Netflix.
What show would you watch? That's the important part.
What was I watching? Probably like The Crown.
I love that. My wife and I will watch it too.
Probably like The Crown.
I know, right?
Like binge watching something like that and really kind of getting through it. And it doesn't take that long. So I've told many, many people who've told me like, oh, it takes a long time to do the council application. Nope. It does not. It does not. And I would say specifically for NMSDC, the only thing I had to come back to them on was I didn't know my birth certificate from the state I was born in doesn't have race.
Yeah. And
I had to pull death certificates for my grandparents because that's the first thing from our state government that lists race, and then I fed it back to my grandparents. But other than that, and I got that in 2 days because they told me over Thanksgiving, and boom, I was at Thanksgiving. Who's got grandma's death certificate? And I got it from my family, and it was done.
Yeah,
it didn't take long at all.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Well, if folks out there listening want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
You can connect with me on Instagram at Ebony Equation Coaching, and on LinkedIn, Ebony Smith Coach is my unique Instagram, my unique LinkedIn email address. So.
Love that. Well, thank you so much, Ebony, for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thanks for letting me tell my story.